Oh, okay. Thanks, YouTube. Got it. Is this working? It looks like it's working. Oh, we need to change that angle a little bit so you can actually see me. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't even know where the microphone is. This is a brand new phone. Uh, that's life though, right? Welcome to your chat. Oh man, it's an Eli Easy. Okay, so you're over there. Yeah, like I said, this is a brand new phone. Let me move that over a little bit. And I just thought, hey, I got nothing to do for a few minutes. I might as well have fun. Phantom's down there. She's sniffing around having fun. And who knows, we might see some bunnies or something out here. Sometimes it's like a Disney Wonderland in my yard. I thought I heard something. It was just Phantom though. Anyway, this is just like a quick little like update, That sun's really bright up there, so I apologize for squinting at you. I've been having fun doing stuff, doing a little gaming stuff, doing the comic book reviews, occasional random videos like this where I just like talk. And then somebody's there. Somebody cool is hanging out. In this case, it's Eli Easy. At least I saw his chat. And I think I'm just going to kind of keep doing that thing. I had to get a new phone. I'll tell that story in a second. I'm going to keep kind of doing that thing. A little gaming, a little comic books, kind of mix it up. Maybe, do that 1 or 2 videos a day thing I've been doing. It seems to work pretty well. Sometimes I get some great comments that let me know that people are doing stuff. So yeah, my old phone is sort of dead. The SIM card slot, like it just stopped recognizing the SIM card for long stretches of time. So essentially unusable as a phone. But, that was kind of okay. Then the SD card slot died and I couldn't access my music collection. That was it. You were useless to me now, phone. You were dead to me. Because I think I spend more time listening to music on my phone than I do doing anything else with it. Kind of replaced the MP3 player. Man, who even has one of the... I still have my MP3 player. It's down in my basement. I don't know if that thing works or not. It probably still does. But I digress. So yeah, I had to get a new phone. Went to the AT&T store. Everybody was wearing masks. You had to socially distance. My old phone was a Samsung Galaxy S5. It was 5 or 6 years old now. My dad bought it for me because he wanted my phone, which was a Galaxy S4. So he bought me the S5 so he could have my old phone. That was his way of upgrading from his older phone, which was HTC One or something like that from, what was that, like 2008 or something crazy. Good times. Everybody's wearing masks, but the lady was very helpful. And of course, the problem with my cell phone is I have all kinds of extra layers of security. So like, I don't know any of my passwords, so I got to get a password manager. But to get my password manager, I got to be able to get a text for the 2-factor authentication. So the whole thing was just an absolute complete mess. And eventually the lady just kind of gave up and was like, you know what, you can just set all this stuff up yourself later. So that's what I did. And I've been setting this new phone up, which is also a Samsung phone. It's like their latest flagship model ever since. And boy, it's a whole lot more responsive. I don't know if it's like the CPU slowing down in the other phone because of the battery weakening, or if like successive software updates have just consumed that much more CPU, but that phone was starting to be really sluggish, and this phone is just like blazing fast. Like I touch something and immediately there's a response. Old phone was not like that. Yeah, so that was actually a really good experience. Eventually it burns out from all the software updates. Yeah, I remember reading something about Apple phones a couple years ago where they got caught throttling the software down. And of course it was just to preserve the battery because the battery weakens over time. And both in the amount of charge it holds and also the amount of current it can produce at any moment. That's just chemistry. Lithium ion batteries, they slowly go bad. So now I got a Galaxy S4 with a bad SIM card slot and a bad SD card slot that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might use it like I did. I had a, or I said S4, S5. I eventually got my S4 back from my dad, and I used it as just a music player and an alarm clock with Pandora. And I might do the same thing with my S5. It can still do that. Connect to the Wi-Fi, just play Pandora music when I'm like chilling out. Good times. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on with me, man. Work is pretty rough. I still got to go, man. You know, that's the thing. Work is rough, and it really takes energy. You know, it takes the mental energy, not necessarily the physical energy. Because I work a desk job. You know, I do all my work with my brain, and yeah, I'm talking to you, Phantom. She's down here. She's squinting at me because it's bright outside. I thought she'd like to come outside though for a minute. You know, I use all that brain think in my mind, and then I get home and it's just like I don't want to do anything. You know, so I still gotta like finish reading Crisis on Infinite Earth so I can do that review that was requested on BitChute. I gotta read all those comics. My office is right up there. All those comics I bought yesterday. That way I can do reviews over this weekend at the start of the week. Which, you know, the Walmart, all they had was the old ones. Do you think the new ones sold out, or do you think they just didn't stock them? Because my Walmart, they were well stocked with issue ones and issue twos. I don't know if the issue ones were all the ones that were already there, or if they were recently like restocked, or what. It's been months since I've been in there. Didn't have new ones at all. Yeah, that's a bummer. I gotta start drinking more water, man. That's another thing. Maybe part of the reason like work is so draining is, you know, what do? I drink coffee and soda. Big yawn. I don't think either of those are particularly good for you in large quantities. Although, and this is not a plug, this is just fact. Panera Bread has done this thing where they had like a coffee club. I saw a billboard for it. It's like $8.99 a month, and you get like infinite coffee from there. Well, then they started offering that for free. So I signed up for that. So when I go out to the comic book store on my way back on Wednesday, I get a 32-ounce Panera Bread coffee. Their hazelnuts okay. It's usually what I get. That's what I've been getting the last 3 weeks or so. I've been doing that. So yeah, I got to do a lot of reading, and man, it is just really hard to muster up the mojo sometimes. And it shouldn't be, because reading is fun. Like, I'm just reading comic books. It's not like I'm trying to sit down and read like a quantum mechanic text or something like back in grad school. You know, man, Kohen Tanuji, that book defeated me. Sakurai was a way better grad school text for quantum mechanics. It was much more beautiful. Unfortunately, I don't think Sakurai actually taught me how to do quantum mechanics. It was just a better reading book. Then again, I couldn't make heads or tails of Kohen Tanuji. It was, you could definitely tell the difference in origin of the authors, because Kohen Tanuji reads like it was written by a Frenchman, and I think it was. And then Sakurai is actually written by a Japanese guy. Kohen Tanuji was just like, you want to slog through like, you know, shoulder deep muck to get to the answer. That's the book you use. Oh, I digress though. Let's see what else. Oh, other platforms. While I'm here thinking, talking about that stuff, I mentioned BitChute. I owe one video over there for I don't know what the dog's doing. For Crisis on Infinite Earths, the guy requested that I read it and review it. Actually, he just requested to review it, but I don't know that I've ever read the whole thing, like in depth. So that's what I've been doing now, trying to pay attention to every panel, all the details and stuff. It's actually really exhausting to read that book, like really paying attention to it, as opposed to just kind of skimming over and go, wow, this is amazing. And I don't know that my in-depth reading is going to get me an answer that's better than, wow, this is amazing. But that's what I'm trying to do there. I've been working on that like an issue a day for, I guess, an issue every other day at this point for 5 or 6 days now. So I'm like 3-4 chapters in. It's been really good. There's a lot of characters in there I don't really like recognize or care about, like Geoforce, for example. Whatever. But then there's characters I really do like, like seeing Sergeant Rock and Easy Company showing up. That was pretty cool. Seeing the pieces of pre-crisis continuity, the different Earths and how they actually existed and had their own, 30 years of history built up in them, which was then referenced. Like, that's a lot of fun. You want me to pick you up? No? She wants attention, but she doesn't want me to pick her up. Typical dog. So that's been really good read so far. A little bit challenging. I kind of like it. So yeah, over on BitChute, man, I think I'm kind of done with the platform, just for one reason, and maybe it's not a particularly good one, but it takes a long time and a lot of work to actually upload something over there. Like my last two videos, I uploaded. One of them took 10 attempts before it would actually process the video. And it's not like YouTube where you just like drag and drop and it just starts chugging into a queue and you can watch it that way. You actually have to like go put effort in. You got to click, 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 click before it'll start doing stuff. So after I do that video for Crisis on Infinite Earths over there, I think I'm probably going to be done with that and not worry about it too much. Getting hot? Yeah. We'll go in a minute, I promise. Then, I'm on a couple other platforms too, DTube, Library. Don't really know what I'm doing with those right now. They just get reposts of YouTube stuff. I was thinking about doing a thing on BitChute where I do like This Week in Science, and I just talk about like a couple of the articles in any issue. I figure since I'm still a member of the AAAS, I might as well get my money's worth out of that. But I don't know. I don't know if people would be interested in something like that, because sometimes, man, I read some of the stuff in this, and it's just like, how do you people have a PhD? Oh, here's like a typical example. New security law rattles Hong Kong universities. No kidding. You mean a law that says you get thrown in jail for saying the wrong thing could rattle people who are supposed to be all about free speech? Like, I'm kind of worried that my commentary would just come off as like way too smarmy and not informative enough. And there's enough people out on the internet, out in the world, who just make a living from snark. I'd like to be a little bit better than that. So yeah, I don't know. I might turn that into a thing I do on Library or something. I'm not sure. It definitely is not going on BitChute, and it's not going on YouTube, because I have a feeling like if I started talking about some of this stuff, I would like end up banned on YouTube for saying the wrong thing or something, because that's just how YouTube is, man. They strike people down for absolutely nothing anymore. Okay, the dog wants to go in, so I should probably wrap up. So I take it the phone stream thing was actually pretty successful, which is cool. I haven't seen anything up here that says like you're having trouble sending the video or whatever. So that's definitely awesome. First time doing that on this phone. It looks like it's got a pretty good camera. The picture looks pretty good to me. I don't know about the frame rate, but the actual picture itself looks pretty good. That sky is really nice, isn't it? It's a very bright, very sunny day out here. It's about 80 degrees. I think it's a little cooler now because it's kind of towards evening. Wherever you're at, I hope you're having great weather and a great day. I'm going to get out of here. You take care of yourselves, and I don't actually know how to exit this. I guess I hit the X over here. We'll find out. Bye-bye. And thanks for hanging out, Eli Easy. And I saw my viewer count fluctuate a little bit, so whoever joined us and lurked for a while and left, whoever you are, thank you so much. I appreciate you choosing to spend a few minutes of your time with me. Bye-bye.